After our hiatus.
Sorry, guys. I've been on vacay. I went to California for the first time in my life. And
I can't believe that was your first time. I've got 2 on hand.
What are you drinking this? Oh, you got 2? You're double fisting?
I'm double fisting, but I'm drinking apricot today.
I'm drinking lemon. Oh my God. Okay, before we get into the whole vacay in California and all that, I did not have a crow anywhere I went. Again, we're not sponsored by any means. Trust me, nobody's watching this. But it was so weird going out to eat and not having, I'm so used to drinking LaCroix all the time.
Yeah.
There was restaurants that, we went to some fancy restaurants and I wasn't going to pay $20 for sparkling water. So I'm like, just give me a Coke. Huh? I know.
I didn't even think about that.
I didn't even think about that, to be honest with you. I don't even know why. And I was staying in Sunset Boulevard too, which is right down the road from where he's at.
Yeah, you have a packed schedule.
Yeah, no, man. I was super busy from, first thing I got up in the morning, going all day. I mean, everything was planned, go, go, go. You know me, when I'm going on vacation, I'm not just laying around doing nothing. So
Christian does not relax. He does not lounge at the beach. He does not lounge by the pool. His vacations are like full.
My wife absolutely hates it because she gets stressed out because she feels like she has to fill up the schedule with activities. We call it activities. Like, okay, what do we have for activities today? And, but, I do like activities, but it doesn't take much to please me. You just got to keep me occupied, So, I mean, and there's so much. It's like 2 weeks gone. And then I don't know why, but I've been in this super duper funk since I got back, even with work. Like, obviously I've been working. And I even work when I was out there because of the time change. I will do emails in the morning and stuff like that and keep up with that.
What you do.
Yeah. So, but man, ever since the time change is a bitch both ways. It's 3-hour difference there. And the 3 hours you gain when you come back, or I don't even know, whatever. And so it's like my schedule's been completely out of whack for like a week and a half now. It's like finally starting today, like I'm starting to get back into the swing of things. But like last night, I didn't go to bed until like 3 a.m. and I was up by like 7:30.
It's so like constant jet lag.
Yeah, it sucks, but it was worth it.
I don't have an excuse, but I've been dragging ass lately too.
So it's been affecting work. Usually I have like the whole hustle grind. It sounds super cheesy, but if you know me, that's me, man. I don't stop, but I just been lagging. Like I'm getting stuff done, but and when I say I'm getting stuff done, trust me, I'm working a lot, but I'm not going like the extra mile like I usually do daily, just because I
200 miles an hour.
Yeah, so
I've been in pajamas all day. I literally just changed for this. I was wearing sweats, and I was like, we had some technical difficulties, of course, before the show, so I started like sweating.
I love that shirt.
Yeah, but I had to change. I love it.
And the crown that goes with it too. That is so LA. That is so LA. Now I can say that because now I know LA. I've been there. I can be like, that is so LA.
You're basically a resident now.
Oh, totally. And talking about crowns, oh man. I went to like the most beautiful spots you can think of. And if you're a Bravo fan, you should know that I'm talking about Vanderpump Empire. So I went to all her restaurants and clubs, which it was amazing. And I did run into a quote unquote celeb, but I'll tell that story later. We have a bunch of stuff to talk about. Like, I don't know. What do you have? You have like a whole list of stuff. I know you've been going on and on today about the Met Gala, which I didn't even know what it was until
our producer was really into it. So, I mean, I already had.
He really was. So explain to me what the Met Gala is, because I seriously don't know what it is. So you guys were ranting about it for people that don't know what it is.
Yeah, it's the Oscars of fashion, pretty much. I mean, there aren't awards. I mean, they do. I guess your award would be being crowned best dressed, but the theme was heavenly bodies and the Catholic imagination. So it was basically
I did see a picture of Rihanna at some point when I was gone on my. Oh, that's another thing I got to talk about my phone.
Rihanna looking like a pope.
Yeah. I was wondering what that.
I don't know if we can do that, if we can nominate new popes, but so she's got my vote. But the theme was so heavenly bodies. Everyone was really celestial, and a lot of them nailed it. So my favorites were Rihanna, obviously. Cardi B, she was like the Virgin Mary of like, eow. And
I
just
love Cardi
awesome.
B because she's like new hood rich, like from nothing to everything, like 0 to 60 overnight. Obviously, it's
And
not overnight, but super quick. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
like, I like the way she talks. She just keeps it real. You know? I
she
mean,
keeps it real. And that's what I love. There's nothing contrived about her.
and I
She
like
just
maybe
keeps
one of
it.
her songs, if that. Like, I'm not into it because of her music. Like, I like one of her songs, but I absolutely love her personality. It comes across like so genuine or
Mhm.
genuine, however you say that. That I just dig the girl. I think she's awesome.
In
And
her interviews, she's the same way. She's completely straight up. She just is who she is. She's not embarrassed of her past. She's
that's the other thing. Yeah, she embraces it. She's like, I had to do what I had to do. I don't care.
exactly. 2 Chainz. 2 Chainz was there looking good. He proposed to his wife on the red carpet.
What do
So
you mean
they
his
were,
wife? So he was already married?
yeah, he's married to her, but this is the same guy who threw himself a surprise birthday party.
What? He
Yeah.
threw himself a surprise party? Man,
Yeah.
I thought I was narcissistic, but that's
He's
a whole
one of
new
us.
level. He's
Yeah.
one of us for
One of
sure.
us. And my other favorites, two other favorites were Chadwick Boseman. He played
Mhm.
T'Challa in Black Panther. If they crowned a king of the Met Gala, he would be
Hold on,
it.
hold on. Who are you talking about?
Chadwick Boseman, he was in Black Panther, like one of the main
Was we like
characters.
the main guy?
Yeah.
Okay. I haven't seen the movie, so I don't know. I
And
don't like
just
before everybody like, oh my god, you dude, I don't watch any superhero movies. I could care
no,
less about DC, Marvel, and the Avengers. Like I see all the memes about like Thanos or however you say that, and I have no idea what it means. Like I could care less about those movies. I think
they
I said
mean
that
nothing
before.
to me. But I
Huh?
did those memes mean nothing to me. They don't do anything.
No, no, and actually, funny enough, while I was in LA, mingling and lunching and doing my
Rubbing
thing,
elbows with the
yeah,
famous.
rubbing elbows with producers and stuff. We're talking about films because in LA you don't call them movies, you call them films. So, we're discussing films, different types of films, and how the movie industry is just trying to, do a cash grab with all the superhero movies. And we went into a discussion of we need more. What do you call it? Smart monologue that means something, stories that mean something, that have a meaning behind it without a bunch of CGI. So
Exactly.
that was a great discussion. That's when I was at the Netflix offices, just
I hope you threw
dropping
your
by.
weight around.
What
I
was
hope
that?
I hope you threw your weight around because they need to
Totally.
step it up. The
Dude,
movie.
we did the Netflix. Okay, I know somebody who works on Netflix, and we literally did the Netflix tour, which is just an office building. There's studios next door, but we were in between to go to the Conan tape. I went to Conan. That was pretty awesome. And it was just like, here's the off, but the offices were awesome, man. Like the thing that threw
Like
me off,
Google.
it's like Google. Yeah, there's food, there's everything. I saw an actress, and I knew I was literally right next to her. And we were at they have like 4 different kitchens. So it's like, I think it was like
Wow.
5 floors or something. So
Dream.
one floor is like totally vegan. Next floor is like whatever. Next floor is whatever. There was just a bunch of different, floors with different kitchens and stuff like that. And the coolest one, the view of the Netflix offices, it's fucking amazing. I know you saw the pictures, but whoever
Yeah.
doesn't have their personal stuff, which a lot of you don't, sorry.
That was actually really nice for Netflix. I
Yes,
had
it's
no
like
idea.
the view of the Hollywood. Like it's in the middle of LA, and you see like the view goes to the Hollywood sign, but it's like right there, and you can see the observatory and all that stuff. And it was pretty awesome. It was tits. Talking about your shirt because I brought it up. Yeah, exactly. Jeff, Gabe, what up? So yeah. So where I was going. Okay, so we're in the kitchen and. Dude, we've been running around all day. That day we did Warner Brothers. We did the whole, touristy studio tour. Got to sit on the Friends couch. That was pretty cool.
Very cool, yeah.
I'm a fan of
Did
Friends
it
since I was a kid.
smell like? I'm sure they like clean it and steam clean it and stuff. But did it have like a musty?
Yes, it had that old feel to it, but at the same
Yeah.
time, the stage. See, I got all the terms down now. the stage, they actually moved the whole stage from one side of the studio to the other to make it, you know, a touristy attraction, which is towards the end. And dude, they have it down to a T. Like you get in line and then it's like there's one person with a digital, like a real camera. And then one person's like, give me your phone. And it's like, okay, sit down, post like this, look here, like literally they have it done. It's like, look here, look here, look here. And then you get like 4 pictures with both your phone and their camera, which is cool. Because if you know anything how attraction works and like theme parks, they nail you for that picture for like $30 at the end.
Exactly.
Which I was going to buy it anyway because I wanted the real actual print professional picture done of us. And,
is it like framed in Warner Brothers?
No, it's just the actual picture itself. Okay. So we get to picture. They did sell the Friends frame that you put on the door.
Oh my god,
that was like $60. So I was like, I'm not paying $60 for that.
Not worth it. Not unless you're like a diehard Friends fan. Which I love Friends.
And then like we thought about it. We sat there. I'm like, man, I do love Friends. I've seen every single episode. I used to watch it religiously when it was on. Yeah. But I was like, it doesn't match anything in our place. It's gonna fuck up the door because the door you have to nail it to the door. And I'm like, I just don't want to deal with it. Well. But it was cool. I mean, the only thing that I didn't like about the Warner, you're gonna love this. So Warner Brothers Studio is they're gonna show you like their best shows and stuff like that they're super proud of. So we get to this point, it's like the first couple of stages is like superhero crap museums, and everybody's like, oh my god, the Batman suit, the Superwoman suit, the whatever. And I'm just like, I was texting with you that day. I was like, yay, like I could care less. So there was like Harry Potter stuff. That was cool. I like Harry Potter, but you know, still it's like kind of cool to see the costumes and all that stuff. And then the next stage after that is more superhero, more Batman stuff. I'm like, okay, dude, like I watch Batman, but I could care less about like all the Batmobiles and the statue and blah, blah, blah. And then like they come to this point, they're like, all right, guys, we're going to show you a super secret, our most important stage. You can't have your phones. You're going to have to do like a mental picture, phones out, you know, it's like put them away. If we see you with the phone, we're going to kick you out. This is like our biggest hit on TV. Most of you are going to love it, blah, 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 blah. So I'm like, shit, man, biggest hit on TV. But you got to remember, you're at Warner Brothers. So it's not the channels. It's the actual production company, Warner Brothers, that's produced. So you're not thinking. Yeah, you're not thinking of channels. You're thinking, I'm like, you don't know who the fuck produces what show. You're not paying attention at the end, you know, unless you see the Warner Brothers logo at the start of a movie. So we go in, I'm getting all like worked up. I'm excited, blah, 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 blah. We walk in, it's like, welcome guys to the set of our greatest show, The Big Bang Theory. And I'm like, oh
my God.
Oh, I'm like, are you
so annoying? Like all that. Can I take a nap on this couch now?
Yeah, I was like, wow. So we sat there. Okay, this was what was cool about it. You get to see the sets, all right? And I've seen the show, obviously. So the cool thing about seeing the sets is they're a lot smaller than you think.
Right.
So imagine an apartment without a wall. They take one wall out, and that's the whole apartment. When you see it on TV, it looks huge. But I'm telling you guys, it's super tiny. But the attention to detail on the sets, and if you watch the shows or whatever, pay attention to it because that's really cool. Like all the detail that goes into building the sets and how it matches the characters. I thought that was really, really cool. Now, you know, when you actually look into it,
right?
Which, you know, it's that way, but you don't really pay attention until somebody breaks it down to you.
Yeah.
So that was cool. But then they tried to tell me that all the laughs on the show are real from the audience when they're taping. I'm like,
that's not true.
That shit's B-roll, man. It's like, you know, that is not real. Because we all know that show's not that funny. There's no jokes on that show.
Maybe I don't get it. It's just very dry. And it's not even dry humor. It's just a dry, tasteless show.
It's not even humor. It's like, hey, guys, so I couldn't do this, so I built a super duper computer that's super fast, blah, blah, and then just throws a bunch of fucking terms of other computers. Like, everyone's like, ha, 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 what a nerd.
Yeah, and then that guy is just like, you're a stupid girl. And it's like, ha, ha.
Yeah, it's stupid. But you know what? That dude, man, what's his name? Chuck Lorre or whatever. I mean, he's put away because his parking spot is right up front of the studio, right next to Ellen. So he's doing something right.
Ellen.
Yeah, Ellen has her own stage there too, as well.
Nice.
And I didn't get to see Ellen. Huh?
Is that where she films?
Yeah, that's where she films.
I did not know that.
Apparently, she's cool as shit for what everybody says. I don't know. They're not going to tell you if someone's an asshole. They're giving you the tour, I'm assuming.
I've never really heard anything bad about her, though.
I haven't either. I like her. I mean, I like her for a long, long time. Even before the show came out, I remember her stand up and a couple of movies she did.
She was on another show, and I don't even know. Maybe it was the Ellen DeGeneres show way back then. It was like before, right around she came out.
Oh, really? I don't know.
Yeah,
I really don't know. But the other thing that was cool was we were not gonna do this, but the way it worked out, it's like, okay, we have 3 hours to kill. So what do we do? I was like, well, we still got our tickets to Conan, right? And I'm like, yeah, let's go watch Conan. So that was a pain in the ass. So this is how it works.
Just getting in.
Huh?
Just getting in.
There's like a whole thing to it. Okay, so first of all, we're on one side of the Warner Brothers studios, and the Conan studios like on the complete opposite side where the tour started. So now you got to walk or take an Uber all the way around the studio because you can't cut through the middle, obviously, if you're not on tour. So that sucked on its own. Then two, okay, everybody's like, California weather is so perfect, sunny and blah, blah, blah. Dude, there was a cold front. So it was like literally 50 degrees the day. We did the tour, and I'm wearing shorts and a T-shirt. With
Go figure.
Yeah, go figure. So we're already dying from the weather, right?
Yeah.
And then we get there, it's like, oh yeah, you got to wait here. We got there like at 12:30 or something like that. So you got to wait here, and they're like in this garage, like a parking lot. And then, okay, you got to wait here until the producers come, and they'll give you a wristband at 1:30, and then you got to come back at 3:15 to get whole like cattle to the actual sound stage. So we sat there, charged my phone, blah, blah, blah. We got our wristbands. They took forever. We were freezing. After that, that's when we went to Netflix. Now, the cool thing about Netflix, I totally jumped the story. The actress that I saw, maybe you know who this chick is, because my wife didn't recognize her. The person that works there, they didn't even know who she was. But I'm like, I know this chick from somewhere. I just could not put the movie or the TV show together with it. And I didn't say anything because she was clearly, okay, the Netflix offices are wide open. There's no offices. It's like lounging around like Facebook and Google. So they're having like a fucking production meeting in the kitchen. You know what I mean? So it's like, I'm not going to be like, dude, it's like, hey, where do I know you from? I know you from somewhere, you know, especially inside the Netflix offices. And I'm inside there through an employee that works there.
And that's kind of a little offensive. They find it offensive when you don't know who they are.
Well, I mean, I don't know if they find that offensive, but I'm there because of someone that works there, and I'm not gonna be like, "Hey, man, be that dude," like, you know, harassing actors and actresses. And I mean, they're there for work. You know what I mean? Like, so anyway, she has like super short hair. She's super skinny, and she's British. And I know I've seen her in a fucking movie or a TV show. I cannot. She has. I can't. I tried googling her after I got out of there, but I just have no idea what her name is or what she's been on.
Hair?
Huh?
What color is her hair?
Brown, like yours.
Brown.
Short brown. British. She's super skinny in Dayton, like fragile.
The first thing that's coming to mind is Keira Knightley.
I don't know. I'm gonna Google her right now. What's the name?
Keira Knightley. It's like Keira. And then.
That's it. That's her. Yes, that's it.
She's like the super skinny British actress.
Yes. That's her. Thank you very much. I knew you would know.
Awesome.
Yes.
I love her.
Yeah, she was cool.
She was in this movie called Domino, and I love her. She's badass. She's got a dirty mouth, and she's beautiful. Yeah,
that's her. She looks exactly the same with short hair. There's like pictures of her with long hair. Yeah, that's her.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, cool. Now I know who it was. There you go. I knew her from somewhere. I just couldn't put two and two together. So that was kind of cool. All right, so back to Conan. So you got to leave. So I'm like, okay, now the cool thing about the Netflix office, and this I kind of like blew my mind, was that you walk into the lobby, and first of all, you're hearing the, you know me, I'm like eavesdropping on the conversations in the lobby. So like, there's ballet too at the front end. You walk in, there's like Grammys or Emmys or whatever they are for TV, and they're on both sides, and you walk in, the whole front wall, every wall of the lobby, it's live TV. Like you can't even tell it's a TV, but the whole wall is a TV, and it just changes.
Like
one unit, but it's the whole wall, and you can't tell it's a TV because whatever the technology is, and it's not a projector because I looked for projectors on the ceiling and on the sides, and they told me it was an actual TV. So imagine how much that fucking wall costs, a custom-made TV through an entrance, right? So, and you walk in, and it's like the wallpaper, it's live wallpaper of their shows. So the one that was playing when we walked in was like Kimmy Breakable or whatever.
Oh, yeah, Kimmy Unbreakable.
Yeah. So it's like New York, and you see all these things going on in the buildings, and it was super cool.
And that was Conan?
No, that was at the Netflix offices because we had to
Okay.
kill time between that. So we did that, and then they had like Stranger Things. They had the banana stand from Arrested Development, which that made my
That's awesome.
day. Narcos. It's like you walk in one full wall on one floor. It's like I picture a Narcos with $100 bill and a line of Coke like through the whole wall. I'm like, well, that's super HR compliant. And
Speaking of
then
the banana stand, Arrested Development season 5, they said it's coming very soon.
May 26th.
Did they release a date?
I don't know, but that's what I found out when I was there. May 26th.
Oh,
Inside information. So, yeah, so the office was cool. The only thing that dude, they have a bar and one floor of Netflix, like in the middle of the office, like Madman style.
Yeah.
I was like, you don't see that shit anymore. And I'm like, is this real? She's like, oh yeah, it's real. Like, yeah, we fucking drink and shit and hang out. And I'm like, that's so awesome. Like, why can't we go back to that? I'm not saying get drunk all day at the office because obviously they're not doing that.
Sometimes I think better. Like I can be more creative, you know, even just one or even just getting the slightest buzz. It kind of helps your juices flow.
But it was cool because the bar was in the middle of the office. And so imagine the office is right here in the, I'm kind of pointing in case people are listening in the podcast side of things. But so imagine a rectangle with an open view of California mountains with the Hollywood sign in front of you. And right in the middle of that room, that rectangle, there's a carpet, 2 couches, a couple of chairs, and I'm talking about like a full stock bar, bottles, beer, everything. And then to the left, it's all standing cubicles, and to the right, it's all standing cubicles. But if you want to just take a break and, you know, have some drinks or whatever in the middle of the office, you're more than free to do so, which I thought that was pretty awesome.
I mean, most people can use, well, I'm not going to say most people, but the people who want to keep their awesome jobs at Netflix practice moderation, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure it's only like a drink or two and that's it, right? Yeah. I mean, come on. If you're working on Netflix, you got a pretty sweet gig. You're not going to fuck that up. I mean, I'm sure somebody has, but, you know, if you're smart, you wouldn't fuck that up.
Yeah.
The other cool thing that I didn't get to see, but I kind of peeked, is in one of the floors, they show you all the engineers working on the interface. Mm-hmm. So I got to see them working on the actual like interface, you know, when you turn on Netflix and you see like the menus and all that stuff. Yeah. So I got to peek at that. That's but awesome. The one that I really wanted to see that I could not, they weren't allowed to show me, obviously. It's how they read all the data of what everybody's watching, which that would have been pretty fucking awesome because of what I do. But
like the algorithm that figures out like if you like this, you might like this.
Yeah, so that's pretty top secret. So I didn't get to see that, which, you know, hey, at least I got to see the whole operation, which is kind of cool. So anyway, so we dash from there. We have like literally 5 minutes to get back to Kona. We get stuck in traffic because LA, right? So get back. We go back to Conan, and then I'm so pumped to see Conan. And we get there. They, you know, long story short, they grab us from the garage parking. They walk us like cattle. Like, you can only go this way. But, like, there's like security around us through the whole studio. You know, they walk us in, and you walk into the stage, and it's like boom. It's like, dude, you're in Conan. Like, you're in the soundstage. Like, you're in TV. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I'm thinking, right? If you're doing this show and you have a live audience, you think like Conan will acknowledge the audience at some point, or at least joke around like before or after type of deal? So this is how it goes. So you get there and they have a hype man that gets the crowd all worked up. So they do the usual joke, which, by the way, he was fucking hilarious. He was cracking jokes left and right, and he had everybody going the right way. And once you get there, they pick, you know, people out of the audience to do stupid shit. Again, you're not allowed to have cameras or anything like that. They don't let you. So of course, guess who's one of the people that gets picked? Me. Yay. And it's this thing that make you do this stupid dance. And then the guy was cracking jokes on me where I left my yacht with all my cocaine, because it was obvious I was in Florida because of what I was wearing. And it was funny. And that was cool. I got a t-shirt. And so then out of nowhere, like, the band starts playing. And let me say something about the band. All right. You don't pay attention to this stuff when you're watching the show. At least I don't. But the band, it's the same band that's been with Conan since he started. Dude, live, they're fucking amazing. This is one thing. When they're on commercial break, the band just keeps playing songs. So it's awesome. It's like you're at a concert and, you know, during the commercials or whatever. And I didn't even know when there's commercials because it's not live. It's in the middle of the afternoon at 3 p.m. So
I thought it was live.
no,
Didn't it say live with Conan O'Brien?
yeah, but it's not. It's taped. They treat it as a live show. Like they cut into commercials like if it was live. So I guess they have it timed perfectly.
Yeah.
But so the band's playing. So all of a sudden Conan comes on, just goes right into the fucking monologue. Like no one's there. And like, you know, just
no
like
transition.
there's no intro or anything. He's just, you know, the band starts playing, here's Conan O'Brien, and just comes out and that's it. It's the show. I was like, wow, that's weird. So, you know, you see him. First of all, dude, I knew Conan was tall, but when you see that dude in person, it's like Shaquille O'Neal tall. Like, holy shit, he is really that tall.
Yeah, I always heard he was shockingly, like deceivingly tall in person.
Yeah, it's like, holy shit, dude. And I was like up, you know, I wasn't on the first row. I was like up a little bit. So, and still from that angle, I was like, wow. I was like really, you know, taken back by how tall he was, even though that I knew he was supposed to be really tall. So he does the whole show. Tracy Morgan was on it, which that was pretty funny. And then at the end, he just closes the show like he does on TV, and then grabs the microphone from the band, sings a little bit, walks up the stairs. It's like, and now I'm wasting the audience's time, ha ha ha, and then turns the mic off and just fucking dips out.
No interaction.
No, I was like, wow. I was like, that was
a little disappointing.
Yeah, and I love Conan. Don't get me wrong. I love Conan, man. He's awesome. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. And we know that for a show like that, he's not just showing up, taping that, and dipping out. He gets there in the morning, works on a bunch of shit. They write jokes. They do their thing. He gets off the show and starts working again. So it's not like that's how they do it in real radio. Not on shows like ours because we're lazy, but that's how the real production people do it. They actually work before and after. But you will think like you will at least interact with the audience a little bit, crack a couple jokes. So I don't know, man.
Acknowledgement, you know?
Yeah, and like the other thing is like the audience is not that big. So you can't take 10 minutes to take pictures with people like on the way out.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just thought
like a group selfie kind of, you know, like Conan stands in front of this side, Conan stands in front of this side. You get your souvenir.
Yeah, I just thought like, you know, if I had a show like that, I would like, I say that now, but I don't know what it's like to be famous, obviously. But I would like, I don't know, at least take a group picture or something on the way out, like shake hands. But then again, I'm not a germaphobe or anything like that. And there's a lot of crazies out there. So I'm sure that has something to do with it.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I know they give these tickets away, but without an audience, there wouldn't really be, you know, there's not that essence of the show. So it's kind of, you know, I mean, I probably would not want to hang out with fans and take pictures and sign autographs all the time. Yeah. But one photo.
But it's part of work.
It's not going to kill you.
It's part of work.
Exactly.
You know? So people do their jobs they hate all the time. You can't take 10 minutes to like, I don't know, shake hands or something. But then
5 minutes even. Like
yeah, but then I'm thinking, you know, you got insurance. How much is Conan worth? Like, you know how much money he's worth to that studio? Yeah. You know, why is some crazy brings a gun? Because I mean, you get kind of patted and you go through a metal detector, but dude, there's crazy people always find a way, like, you know? So I don't know. So that was cool. I mean, that was the little bit disappointing part of it, but you know, it's Conan. I love Conan. He's awesome. So, I mean, I get it, whatever. And then, what else? Then, I stayed on Sunset Boulevard, which for those of you, I love heavy metal. I love the 80s glam rock. I love that whole 90s era, Guns, you know, Iron Maiden, all that stuff. And I got to stay in Sunset and go to all the spots, you know, the Viper Room, Whiskey Go-Go, the Rainbow, where Lemmy from Motorhead, he used to go all the time. He has a statue there.
Yeah, I saw the statue.
That was cool. And then after I got to go for all the Bravo junkies and groupies out there, I went to Sir. The first time we had dinner, a nice dinner. We didn't run to anybody from the show. And then the next day, 2 days later, it was Tuesday, and we remembered that what's his name? I think his name's James. James something. He does what he called Cunt, which is see you next Tuesday, which he DJs in the middle of Sir every Tuesday, and you know he's part of the show or whatever. My least favorite character before. And I could care less. I couldn't stand the dude. And listen, people, we all know, you know, I work my ass off. My wife works a very stressful job. So when she wants to watch TV, she just wants to watch trash that she doesn't have to think about, and it's just entertaining. And we know like 80% of it is fake, and we're okay with that, right? So when we're going there, we're not expecting to see like everybody working at Sir, which amazingly, people are asking us if the whole crew's working there. I'm like,
it's
dude,
a show.
People who are on TV, they're not bartending when they're getting paid $20,000 an episode or whatever it is. You know, it's like, if anything, I was hoping to see Lisa Vanderpump or some shit. You know,
like stroll right in.
I mean, she owns the place, and you know, she owns a couple places there. So we went and met James Kennedy. That's his name. And dude, I got to give it to the dude because I mean, from the show, I didn't really like care or like them or whatever. He used to get on my nerves, but the guy was super nice to everyone, to my wife, to anybody who came up to him and asked him for a picture, hang out, answer questions. And this is like in the middle of the bar. This is not like an appearance, or I mean, I guess it's an appearance, but you know,
that's what he does every week.
Yeah, every week. And you know, it was a lot of locals. You could tell it was a lot of locals, and then you could tell who was like the Bravo touristy people like us, you know. And but I gotta give it to him, man. He signed everyone who asked for an autograph, even if it was back to back. Sure, boom, signed it. You want a picture? Give me 1 second. Let me change the song. Get behind the booth, take a picture. You know, it wasn't like, oh, let's hang out, but it was like, oh yeah, let's do it. You know. So I gotta give props for that.
When you're on the Z list, you kind of have to get it where you can, you know. You don't have the clout to say no.
I understand that and I get that, but a lot of people let that shit get to their head when they're at that level, and that's where you fuck it up.
Yeah.
So you gotta give credit where credit's due. So now I like the guy. I talked to him for like, I don't know, like 30 seconds or something like that. And he was really nice. So whatever.
Changed your whole perspective of him.
Mm-hmm.
But it is a show too, like you said. So I'm sure, you know.
It's a show, but it's funny because it's still him. Like the way he acted, still him, but you can tell how they twisted with the scripts on the show and stuff like that. You know,
like, can you imagine what people would say about us, or people that don't like us? Our friends would say we're assholes. Can you imagine what the people who don't like us say about us?
Oh my god, I can't even imagine. Especially when I get all of my friends in real life, they always tell me, it's like, when I first met you, I think you were the biggest asshole ever. Like, you have bitchy, resty face, you have this mean mug in your face at all times. I'm like, I'm not. I'm just like very frank and straight to the point. And then once you get to know me, you know that if I care about you, I pick on you. When I stop picking on you, that's when you got to start worrying.
Because you don't care.
Because I don't care. It's
boring. You know, it's fun. The banter. That's me too. That's how you know. You know, if I'm sarcastic and I can joke around with you, because that's what attracts me to people in general is sense of humor.
Right. And it's like, I think everybody should have it.
I'm a sarcastic asshole, and you can be a sarcastic asshole right back, throw it right back at me. I appreciate that. We're going to be best friends. Yeah,
it's one of those things that, you know, I don't mean to be that way. That's just the way I am when I'm chill. And then once I get to know you, you know, at first, listen, where I'm from, I got to be, I don't know. It's just the way I was growing up or whatever. I always have like at first when I meet, if I don't know you, it's like I have to like, I don't want to say protect myself, but it's like I haven't figured it out yet. So I'm not going to, you know, I'm just going to tell you how I feel, but I'm not going to sugarcoat it. But at first it's like that. I have like a
hesitance.
Not hesitance, so much hesitance, because I'm very outgoing, you know, I'm a very extrovert, but the real me is not out all the way. You know what I mean? Like there's like I don't want to say fakeness, but it's not the real me. It's like, like I don't care about you because I don't know you.
Christian kind of, you know, you're one way at work and then you're another way, you know, outside of work.
Yeah, talking about work, we talked about this, and I think it's we're gonna have to. Well, we're gonna do it anyway. We're gonna have to change the name of the show because
I was throwing some ideas around earlier. My mind was in the gutter. All I was thinking about.
Man, we need some ideas because, you know, sadly, to play my narcissistic way, so you know I can't feed him anymore because people don't get that there's work and personal life and personal hobbies, and people like to have fun. It doesn't affect your work or the quality of your work. And it's a good thing. I'm getting to a level where it's like I'm playing with more, you know, corporate players and bigger companies. And it's like, okay, I got to separate the two just in case type of deal. You know, so I was like, and you know, you're a big part, you're a big part of the show. So I was like, you know, I can't just call it my name. I just did it that way because that's how it started. Because I didn't think you were going to come back. And I was like, and the more I thought about it when I was in California, as a matter of fact, I was thinking about it because I was getting all these emails and stuff. I'm like, shit. I'm like, she's like, oh, I saw your podcast, and this is like a big company. I'm like, oh shit. You know, luckily, you know, they laughed about it, but let's face it, like I've dealt with people before that won't take the jokes or understand the jokes.
People are going to be a lot more sensitive, and you know that really sucks because we should, I mean, anybody should be able to do what they want to do. And this podcast does not affect anything that we do outside of it, you know? It doesn't
Absolutely nothing.
It's our opinions. We're just being who we are, you know.
And the funny part is the work that I do, it's not like I'm their spokesperson. I'm all behind the scenes. Like the only people that know me is the actual people that work for whoever the company is that hires me. You know what I mean? But unfortunately, some people, it affects their decisions based on someone's real personality or what they say. And it's like, I don't think I say anything that's too bad on here, but you know.
No, we don't. That's what I was going to say. I don't think we're particularly controversial. I mean, I would love to be like a Chelsea Handler or, you know, they just say it how it is.
Oh, dude, don't get me wrong. If I could do it, this is full-time only and this is it, then, you know me, unleash. I'll say whatever it's in my mind, you know, but you know, I mean, I wouldn't say fortunately, I deal with a lot of big corporate, you know, type of clients now, and it is what it is, man. Corporate America, you know, you gotta keep it separate. So because you never know. So
yeah, so far we've been lucky. Our customers don't really care. I mean, a couple of them have, you know, seen some things on Facebook, and normally I
isn't that weird though? Isn't that weird, like how people put your personality with your, like, okay, you see my work's awesome, and when we talk on an email or a conference call, like I'm extremely professional. So why do you think, you know, like people don't know how to separate? I don't understand that. Like I know how to do that with other people. I know people have lives besides what they do. You know, what do you think that is?
We're not raunchy. We are not, you know, super controversial. We say our opinions. I've shown you some of the things that are in our neighborhood pages, and I've gotten worried before. I try not to say, you know, I think I'm pretty neutral. I say things in a, I guess not a professional way, but I'm not, you know, like, you stupid idiot, blah, blah, blah. I'm pretty, I think about what I say. And I got nervous one time. I was like, you know what? We have a business that I promote on that page. And my husband was like, I really don't care. I know you're not going to say anything, you know, crazy or super controversial. And I'm not going to call anybody an idiot. And
she's talking.
But so luckily, I mean, if they don't call us, that's fine. We want cool customers. So
yeah, no, I do too. And you know what? All my customers that I so far have at the moment, they're all pretty awesome. I think
ours
you know
are
what?
so great. We've been lucky.
I gotta say that I haven't had a bad customer yet. All of them have been pretty awesome, considering the line of work that I'm in and the up and downs that go with it. They're, you know, but I'm pretty good at setting, you know, what to expect because I'm good at what I do. And I mean, I think the only bad thing I had is this one guy. And if you go to my reviews, you can see it on there. And I was going to get into it, but I was like, it's not even worth it. I actually contacted one of their clients and they caught one of the emails. Don't ask me why they're in the person's inbox. And they tried to trick me to get me on a call with them to pitch them on what I do and how I do it. And I'm not an idiot. So like literally 30 seconds into it, I know what was up because of what was I saying? The questions that were being asked right away. You know, I've done a lot of these sales calls. Like I know what most of the questions are, you know? And I called the guy out. I was like, hey man, you know what? I don't think we should go through with this call. And that was the guy that was emailing me from the start, like being all bitchy. And I was like, I shouldn't have gotten the call with him, but that's when I was starting years ago. So I was like desperate to get my first client and I did it anyway. I should have listened to my own instinct.
Yeah.
And sure enough, I called him out and then he, you know, went like a bitch and wrote a bad review. And even though I have the emails to prove it, they won't take it down. I'm like, this is stupid. So I just turned the reviews off and took them out. I was like, I don't care. You know,
because people like that. I mean, luckily we haven't. We've had one. They called us a scam artist. We are 5-star rated across every single website that we have reviews on. Yeah. But this one guy, you know, I mean, he had a terrible system. Most people are accepting, but I mean, sometimes if you don't, I haven't run my system in 20 years. I've never used it. There are going to be issues. So, you know, sometimes we can't gauge how much it's going to be right off the bat, but so we
again, luckily the way I do it, I set the expectations from the start. So anyway.
Yeah. That's what they do.
Enough about work. I didn't want to talk about work all day, every day. What else we got on the agenda? I know you have a whole thing. I mean, I could talk about California all day. because I
So
would
it
move there
started
now.
off as something small, and the more research I started doing on him, I was like, whoa, okay, our
Whoa.
whole show is going to be about R. Kelly.
Oh
So
God. Wow.
Spotify,
What did he pee on?
yeah, right? That's the first thing I thought of. Like, what happened this time? Who's he throwing his piss at now?
Yeah.
So Spotify removed his music. That was, all the headlines.
Really?
Spotify released a statement, but they didn't exactly remove his music. What they did was they just removed his music from playlists, and like the algorithm will no longer suggest it. Let's turn that off. So the algorithm won't suggest it anymore. And it's plugged into the computer. It turns on automatically. I don't know why. But so it's under their hate and hateful conduct policy.
Mm-hmm.
I guess your extracurriculars as an artist affect, all of that. But that would pretty much rule every like rap and pop star.
That just defied a whole conversation. People have their personal life and professional life. But it's a little different when you're pissing on people, I guess.
Yeah. So then I started doing my research. Like you've heard, so mute R. Kelly is this big hashtag now. It's part of the Me Too movement.
Oh.
After this whole sex cult thing. Have you heard of that?
I did hear about it. Some actress or whatever was trying to to get people into it.
Apparently he's holding women hostage in his house, and he takes their phones. He doesn't allow them to have any money. So essentially he's supporting them. So they're at his whim, and one of the dads of the girls is like, he's holding her hostage against her will. He's brainwashed her. And so police did a wellness check. She said she's not being held hostage. Anyway, so I started digging, and, he's had lots of allegations, but I did not know he's never been committed of a crime. I mean, charged with a crime.
Never? Really? I thought he went to court, though. Well, I guess he got off, yeah.
Yeah, so there's the sex cult. There's obviously the PP thing.
Mm-hmm.
That he got away with that because they could never confirm who the person was. In turn, they could not confirm how old she was, but there was just like lots of evidence that she was underage. And then I remembered that he worked with Aaliyah, and for a short period of time, they were married.
I don't even know who that is.
Aaliyah? Oh my God.
Yeah, I don't.
You know who she is. Google her.
Oh my God. Okay, keep going while Google.
So they wrote the song Age Ain't Nothing But a Number. I guess he produced that album for her. And she was 12.
Aaliyah what?
Just Aaliyah.
Well, there's like a million restaurants called Aaliyah in Miami, so that's not
singer. Type in singer. Like Age Ain't Nothing But a Number, Rock the Boat. I know you know her.
Okay, let's see.
You've got to. She passed away like years and years ago. But so they produced Age Ain't Nothing But a Number when she was 12, which makes it even creepier because 3 years later they get married.
No idea who she is.
There was just, I can't believe that you don't know who she is.
I don't, man. Don't kill me.
Send you tons of videos.
I don't. Sorry.
That's crazy. She was like a super huge pop star for a little bit. She sings that, that little Blockbuster Weird Baby. I'll just send you the video.
Oh, the Creepy Baby? I remember that song.
Baby. That noise, like, ah.
I remember Alec McBeal. It reminds me of Alec McBeal.
Yeah.
That's when you first saw the creepy baby dancing.
But yeah, he's knocked up a 16-year-old and paid for that abortion. But all of these have been settled out of court. Go figure. Yeah.
That's super creepy, man. It's super creepy.
And shame on the parents too, but.
Yeah. Talk about Me Too and all that crap. One thing I noticed, because it's been a while since I've been out of town, it's like I was actually, the only time I had my phone out was to take pictures and to write, emails in the morning or afternoon, for work, or a phone call here and there. Because I have to. I can't just disconnect completely. It doesn't happen. I can't.
It's just impossible.
Yeah, it's impossible for me. I got too much shit going on. But what do you call it? Like not using social media, like scrolling through Facebook. And I shouldn't say this because we're on Facebook and all this crap.
Yeah.
But it is what I do for a living. But my God, man, you don't realize how much time you actually waste on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat until you actually completely disconnect from it and you're not paying attention to it.
Yeah.
because it's not only like your friends and stuff like that. It's also like I'm part of all these groups for work, and where you just share information about what's going on. And it's like I was looking at my notifications at the end of the day, and obviously I was posting pictures and all this stuff while I was out.
Yeah.
Like at one point there were like 70 something notifications by the end of the afternoon,
And you don't even check them.
No, and most of them were like 3 hours ahead. So half of the day they were already sleeping by the time I posted more stuff, or more stuff was going on the West Coast. But dude, it made me realize that I need a good, personal social media full detox.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna start carrying a book with me, and every time I pick up my phone to check Facebook, I'm gonna read something like a part of the book, like at least a page. Just because I'm behind on books. Like I have all these books that I keep buying and I need to get through them, and they're just sitting there. It drives me insane.
It's just so easy to pick up the phone. It's a habit now. Like
it's habit.
I will pick up the phone just to pick it up sometimes. Like you go to check
the computer. I pick it up. I have checked my Facebook on my phone while I'm on Facebook on my PC.
That's how, when we do chat fan, I've got you guys on the computer, and then like half the time I'm right here.
Yeah, it's insane, man. It's insane. So it's like that made me realize that I need to disconnect a little bit, and that coming from me is huge.
It's just really boring because it's been a long time since I've actually scrolled through my feed. Like, it's not that I'm not interested in what my friends are doing. I'm very interested, and even my posting has been cut back a little bit. It's just not fun. Same pictures, same memes. I mean,
and especially on Facebook does a fantastic job of trying to keep you in their ecosystem. So even if you like unfollow a million pages that you're into, like I don't follow any political pages, and guess what? I still see political shit because it's like, oh, here's a suggestion, and it's like they know what you're gonna like, so of course I fucking click on it, when I want to. Well, not that I don't want to, but it's like sometimes I'm like, 20 things that find out why the girls in this country are fed 16,000 calories a day. That's more than a bodybuilder. And then I click on it. Like, why am I clicking on this shit? It's like, what do I care?
It's clickbait. But
this is what I do for living in a way. So it's like, why am I clicking it? So I do like seeing the ads because it does help me, my creative side of things.
Right.
At the same time, it's like I waste so much time clicking on shit too. So
it's just not fulfilling. There's nothing there. It's kind of just not fun. And then a lot of like my good friends aren't on Facebook anymore. And that was, like the Super Pals group, like, it's kind of just disbanded. And that was my favorite part for a while. And then of course we have Chat Fam. And that's pretty much the only thing I do on Facebook besides like posting, if I see every once in a while.
What time? Exactly. I'm the dumbass who clicks on that and it actually goes through that. Eric says, what type of pasta are you though?
But the people who do complain about like the Facebook privacy thing are the same ones who take those quizzes and give out all of their information.
You know what's funny? I see people posting the facial recognition is like, what are you going to look like in 10 years? Like all you're doing is scanning your face and putting it in a database, just like the DNA thing. I got
the fingerprint things. I'm like, no, thanks.
You know what? That's the other thing. Like the DNA thing, I did not see that coming, but I should have known it. I should have known better. When you do one of those DNA background ancestry, like the one you did to find out your ancestry, would I tell you what I don't want to do it? Because I know my whole family tree and I like it to stay that way in my head. It's written down on paper, so it's true. But, it's like, I haven't had the need to go after it to see it, right? But they sell your data too. All those companies sell your data. I'm like, I didn't even think about it.
23andMe doesn't necessarily sell your data, but it was another one. 23andMe is kind of the safer one. They do not use any identifying information, but bringing that up, there was another company, and I can't think of the name right now, but they actually helped catch the Golden Gate Killer in California.
I know. That's how I found out they sell your data. Like, that's how I found out. I was like, which I should know better because that's what pretty much every app does. Well, they don't sell it, but they gather that data and do stuff with it,
Yeah. I mean, definitely do your research because that company, so what they did was they took his blood and ran it through the database and they found one of his relatives.
That's super creepy.
Yeah.
I can see that happen.
I mean, that's a great idea. So, just read everything. Because I know people are just so quick to sign, but something like that, read it. Make sure.
I'm sure they all sell it. I don't know. I probably won't ever do it, but
yeah, make sure you know what they do with their data or with your data.
Korea. Oh, talking about pasta. Sorry, they just clicked in my head. Dude, I had some of the best pasta in fucking San Diego. Like no one ever told me that San Diego had like a huge little Italy section.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm walking through there and like people are speaking Italian, like real Italian people are there. Which I go to New York and I see like one or two guys speaking Italian, right? But in San Diego, like everyone was speaking Italian in Little Italy. I was like, holy shit. I was like, it completely caught me off guard. And it was kind of cool because, you know, I speak Italian. But yeah, but that threw me off guard. Like I didn't expect that in the West Coast, especially San Diego.
Oh yeah, it's huge. So California has this huge, I know, you know, New York is a really big melting pot, but California, way back in the day, you know, lots of people traveled there, the hillbillies, you know, the gold rush. So, and the railroad, there's a huge mixture of, you know, Asian cultures, Italian, you want Mexico, like every culture that you can think of, there is an authentic, you know, version of that in California.
This was the other thing that blew my mind because, oh my God, this is gonna sound so bad and so ignorant. And I know this, I know better. So college here and all that. Okay, so Filipinos, they have Asian eyes, right? They have Asian eyes, right? But they're not as, you know, as how do you say that? Predominant? Is that the word I'm looking for?
Predominantly Asian.
I'm trying to be PC here.
Sensitive.
Right. So Koreans and Japanese, dude, they're super, super, super like Asian predominant, you know, in their eyes, which, you know, it's cool, whatever. But it's like when I go to South America and a guy that looks like Shaquille O'Neal speaking my dialect.
Yes.
It blows my mind because I'm not
like
used to
Dominican.
Huh?
Like Dominican, kind of.
Yeah.
They're super dark.
Yes. And then like, I'm like, I forget, you know, it's like, it sounds so ignorant, but I forget. I mean, in Miami, you see it here and there, but you know, so when I was living in Texas, I would go back to South America. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot. Like, you know, this is where I grew up. It's like, this is normal.
Yeah.
But I don't know, for some reason, when I see an Asian chick and speaking like a Valley girl, she's like, oh yeah, totally. And she does the voice right. And she has her phone. And it's like, I don't know. For some reason, it throws me off. That sounds so really.
So where I grew up,
but I have to tell you that
there's a huge Asian population. Like I was the minority.
I knew that.
So it's, yeah. Did you guys go to Chinatown?
No, we did not. But we went to a lot of cool spots. So we went to.
I'm surprised you didn't make time for Silicon Valley.
I wanted to, but that's by San Francisco. There was no time. So what we're gonna do? We're gonna go back. We're gonna go to Napa, San Francisco, and Palo Alto, so I can see like Google, Facebook, and all that stuff. I was actually supposed to go to the F8 Developers Conference, which it was that same week, but I was like, screw it. Let's just go to LA and, you know, have a vacay for a 1-year anniversary type of deal. So we did that, but it was cool, man. I did California, especially the weather when it was good. So I can see it's like, the only thing
while you were there, like John Cena.
The what? Did it what?
Did you buy any suits while you were there? Like
no, I didn't buy 55 suits. No, I didn't. We did go to Rodeo Drive, and I did not want to walk into any of those stores because knowing myself, I'm so clumsy that I would have turned around and broken like, you know, a pair of $25,000 Dolce & Gabbana glasses or some shit. So I was like, we're not going in.
I mean, I could be wearing all like super exclusive design, still probably feel like a peasant walking through those stores. I'm just like, they know, you know.
You know, to me, it's like, it's there for that reason. It's Beverly Hills. And the coolest part, I don't, nowhere. Okay, I see Lambos and Ferraris where I live all the time, but I saw a Lambo and a Ferrari like literally drag racing, like coming off Rodeo Drive, which I thought it was fucking hilarious. Yeah, like the stores have bodyguards everywhere, security, because obviously it's like millions of dollars in retail.
Right.
And it was just like, it's not my style. And then we went to the Beverly Hills Hotel, which is like, it's like the top.
I love that because it's Camp Beverly Hills. That's where they did that.
Well, you know me and you know my wife. I walked through there and I walked through that bitch like I own the place, even though I'm worth like nothing compared to all those people. And I can,
that's how you have to do it, though.
Yeah, I can network my way through a room and play the part. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But my wife, on the other hand, she's like, I don't feel right here. Like, I don't like this. It's too. I don't care how much money. If I have this much, I will never hang out at these type of. And that she's not. You know her. She's not that type of person. Like my wife could be a millionaire, and that's the last place she will go, just because she's like, I don't give a shit about this.
Yeah.
You know, so we left.
I mean, I had lunch there, but it's not necessarily. I don't know. I mean, it's iconic more than anything.
Yeah, it was iconic. It was cool, but like it was just like you feel like, I don't want to say out of place, but it's like there's a difference with people that grew up with money and people who earned it. And the people that earn it still have that part of them that's like, fuck it, we know how to, it's like that swag. And then you have that swag of people that just didn't earn it and just grew up with, which there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not hating at all. It is what it is.
It's the people that have this certain arrogance. And it's like an undeserved arrogance.
Because they don't know any different. They don't know any different. That's the problem. They don't know any different. And again, it's not their fault.
They can have all the money in the world, but they come off as super tacky.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it is. Like even Bill Gates or Bezos, they didn't grow up with money. So, I mean, they grew up okay, but, they weren't billionaires from the ground up. Right. So it's like different. The way, like even Zucks, Zucks is not hanging out at the fucking Beverly Hotel having dinner or lunch. You know what I mean? He's like, it's a different vibe when it comes to all those tech guys too. So,
yeah, they're a little
I keep talking about California, but I loved it, man. I want to move to LA, but my wife will not.
I was like getting so nostalgic seeing your pictures, just the view of the hills. Like those, and obviously the beach, but you've got the beach, the hills, the mountains, all within like a 30 to 45-minute range of you. And then you can go to the desert. So you've got it all.
Oh, it was amazing. And then, you know what hit me pretty hard and that down on me, and you don't realize, and I noticed it in New York, but not as bad, is when you see it on TVs and movies, it's the smog all over the city.
Smog
and
is
you can
really
feel
bad.
it. You can feel it like in the air. You can totally feel it in the air. So I can see why California has all those taxes and like everybody drives a Prius. And, everybody drives a Prius. And I mean, and obviously the traffic was just fucking horrible. It's just like you see in the movies.
They're trying to make that better by like doing the whole buying and selling carbon points, or I forgot what they're called, but your emissions pretty much, however much you pollute, you only have this much amount. And then you can buy and trade whatever, like Pokemon cards.
Well, Ellen is building tunnels. That's what the Boring Company is. He's building he's developing a whole highway system underneath California, LA, not California, LA. That's
a little bit scary considering like all the fault lines and whatnot.
I don't know. He knows what he's doing, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So,
just scary what we do to the earth.
I don't know. Dude, I have so many California stories. Then we went drinking, obviously, bars.
Yeah.
We went to two cool, like, quote unquote, speakeasies. So one was a place that to get in, you had to go through a refrigerator that looked like the 70s. There was no sign or anything, so you got to know where it's at. And you literally walk into this garage-looking place, and there's like a garage from the 1950s, but there's nothing. I mean, there's absolutely nothing. It's in the middle of a fucking street, and you just open it, and that's the hallway to go into the bar. So you go into the bar, and it's all 70s. Like it's like walking into 1975, like orange, brown, the lights, the cocktails, the beers. That's why I took that picture with all the beer cans. Like all the beer cans are like the 50s and stuff like that, or the 70s. The music, it was awesome. And then the second one, it was another secret place that was hidden inside a building, but you had to cut through the kitchen of the restaurant.
Yeah, those are cool. They get really creative.
I love it because like you're like, okay, should we walk through there? Like we're about to like, do we have to walk through the kitchen? Because no one tells you. That's the whole thing. Yeah. No one will tell you. So we're like, okay, I guess we just walk through. And people are just working on normal. They don't even care that you walk through. So it's like we walk through, and there's a wall of kegs, and we're looking like how the fuck? Are you sure it's here? She's like, this is where I was told to go.
Yeah.
And then sure enough, I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, that's not a real keg. And then she's like, it's not. I was like, no, those are not real kegs. And then sure enough, she pulls the door. It's like this huge sign. And it was cool. It was so cool. And of course, like, but that's what that place is the one you go and have like literally like a couple drinks because the tab was pretty outrageous.
Yeah, like $30 a cocktail.
Yeah, but I'm a connoisseur of the alcohols, so I enjoyed it, and it's very fresh. Like there were actual cocktails. I didn't just drink like beer or straight whiskey.
Or syrup. Like so many bars don't appreciate the artistry of a real cocktail.
Yeah, like you have an assigned bartender just to you, and they'll make your cocktails. It's like, what do you want? It's like they have a menu, but it's like, what do you like? I'm like, I like this, I like that. It's like, all right, do you want it? Like, I'm sure. and they use like fresh fruits, like fresh ingredients, and
Right.
I mean,
No sugary
is
syrup.
it $30 worth of cocktail? Probably not. It's probably worth like $5 if you take the ingredients and count how much they cost. But it's all, you're paying for the ambience, and I don't know. It was cool. And it was heavy pour too. So trust me, after 2, we're like feeling pretty good. So I don't know. I wish we had more places like that here in Lauderdale. I'm sure there's a couple of Dallas popping up.
God, I wish we just had so many different things here that you guys have or California has that we'll never have.
I know. And I'm going to be there next week.
Yeah, we're going to do a live show at some point, hopefully.
Yeah.
Together.
Fingers crossed. We're going to eat lots of pizza, lots of tacos and burritos.
United. Maybe we'll just eat on camera.
Oh, 50 flavors of LaCroix available. Yes, that's what Eric said. I'm sure Shanon will stock up too. But
I will.
Yes. All right. You got anything else to talk about? I don't know, man. That's it. I mean, that's all I had. I've been so busy. I've been gone, so it's like I didn't keep up with anything.
No FX. We saw No FX and Bad Religion and some other bands on Sunday. It was like the first super hot day here. It was awesome. But people start raging immediately. Like it started at 2, and by 3, I'm seeing people like zombies. I mean, it's punk. All the bands are punk bands.
Sure.
So people are in all black. They're wearing suits, like the newer punk. And then, people are they're in costumes. Like I'm talking full, like layers of black, like dressed like witches and stuff. And
how hot was it?
Heat stroking. I mean, it wasn't even super hot. I would say like 90s.
No, for Texas, that's not super hot.
They're moshing. Yeah, that's not very hot here. And especially for me, I'm a lizard. Yeah. So, in the mosh pit, they're drinking, they're pounding monsters, and they're not staying hydrated because nobody wants to pay $3 for a bottle of water. And here we are, like, throwing water at each other, like our bottled water. And
oh, my God.
People are like, I'm not going to pay for that. I'm like, well, have fun with your, heat stroke headache.
That sounds like fun, too. Talking about shows.
Awesome.
And I know people are sick of California if they're to this point in the show because it's been an hour in. But when we went to the Whiskey Go-Go, which is like, one of those establishments, just look up bands from the 90s and 80s where they started. It's all these places. So they had this tribute to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame winners or whatever that night, which we literally went in by accident. I just wanted to go see these places. I didn't know who was playing or anything. So we got lucky and we walked in, man. And it's like, it's so cool because you have these musicians on stage that you don't know who they are, but these are guys. And actually there's a documentary about it on Netflix that actually laid down tracks for artists on CDs and in the studio. So these are the guys that probably have your music gets played by. Yeah. And man, like they were playing like, all these songs that, like Bon Jovi and all this crap from the 80s. And this girl was just like, she had the voice on her, man. Even my wife was like, holy shit. I was like, I mean, this is the kind of talent that's out there and you didn't even know about that doesn't even make it, quote unquote make it.
These people on the radio that suck. But the thing with real artists that really have it, they want to maintain that individuality, but record labels completely change that.
Yeah, I think, believe it or not, I actually thought about doing this, going after musicians as clients. But because I know I could blow them up by, basically creating omnipresence for them on social media and all this stuff. But the problem with that is, they're all broke when they're starting out. So it's like they can't afford me. So that's kind of a problem. But I'm willing. I've been thinking about taking I don't want to say charity, but like one client, just as long as they pay the actual ad spend itself, just to do it, just to see what I can do with it. Because I think nowadays you don't need a record label. You just need somebody to pay for the ad spend that can blow you up and make you popular. If your music is good, obviously.
Right. But, there's so many other outlets,
for sure.
SoundCloud, YouTube, all that stuff.
So if anybody listening to this has a good band or knows a good band that's trying to come up and they need help and they're willing to pay for the ad spend, I'll run the ads and I'll blow their shit up. Or I DJ, but to be honest with you, I don't know EDM music that well, so I can't tell which was good, which was not. I do have a friend who's an expert in that subject, so but I'm not.
Here, isn't he?
Yeah, he was. I don't know. I don't know. He probably
You're
dipped
gonna be
out.
like one of those people that goes to Europe for like a month for an
Yeah.
internship, and you're gonna be like, oh, in California.
Yeah,
Well,
totally.
that's not how they do it in California.
That's not how we do it in LA. Sorry. All right. Man, we've been on for an hour already.
Already? Jeez.
You got anything else to add?
No, I don't.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna crash. The Jersey Shore is on tonight.
Oh, that's right. All right, cool.
So GTL.
Well, I'm glad to be back. It was fun, man,
Yeah.
catching up with everybody. I kind of missed it. Like, I felt guilty
Welcome.
missing a show. Eric.
I
Eric's
know.
missing. No. Anyway, everybody who's been watching and listening, thank you so much. And I guess we'll be back next week when I'm in Texas. We're gonna try to pull it out from Texas. I don't even know that. It's gonna be kind of cool to do it at the same time. So, and perfect timing because Shannon's connection is cutting off. So anyway, thank you for listening. Talk to you guys later and see you next week. And if you're listening on the podcast, thank you for listening. Rate 5 stars.